Hello, Sharpies, and welcome to Sharpie the Sharpay. And that is something that was stumbled upon when I accidentally almost mistyped Sharpie in the show description. So I went and found a Sharpay that looks adorable, and Sharpay, whose name's Sharpie, wants you to watch Steel Sharp and Steel Thursdays at 4:30 and 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. And we welcome you to this week's episode of Steel Sharp and Steel. I'm Tom Cunningham.
I'm Joy Stevens, coming to you from yet another undisclosed location. Don't ask.
Trying to keep ice out the mix.
Right? I gotta stay mobile. I gotta have my IP address be different every time I log on, so they can't get a lock on me.
Tonight's episode is brought to you by the number 24, which was the last year in which we had a functioning republic. Yes. In the United States of America. Here's hoping I can transition to a 2026 hat for the midterm. So let's keep grinding. Let's keep working. Let's make it happen. Of course, shout out to Anthony Turner and Miles Simmons and Bob Breeden, who all hopped into the mix before the show actually started. And we are going to be talking about that, Bob, about the relationship between Trump and Epstein, because I have seen just a ton of craziness. Joy, I thought that they might be able to fooly wang the Epstein thing, but they have been wang foolying.
Hey, bro, don't be telling nobody.
She hit a quarter of the cafeteria broadcasting live
inside the house.
So, there have been a lot of things. I think the most disturbing thing I have seen is a video of not an Epstein accuser, but a Trump abused girl who was facilitated by Epstein. Now, this is a young lady who she claims was 13 years old and alleges that Donald Trump actually raped her, because even with consent, it would have been statutory rape. She was too young. And that she was a virgin at the time. And that Epstein told her it was better to have her, these are their terms, cherry popped by someone like Trump instead of a pimply-faced kid. And when she tried to say, but what if I'm pregnant? Epstein then allegedly said, well, you'll get an abortion, B word. So that is, we've already heard about Virginia Giuffre, who ended up unaliving herself earlier this year, partially perhaps due to the pressure of having been a named person, the face of the Epstein-Trump connection, because
not
she was
to mention the fact that she went through all of that. She went through all of that trauma again, right? The first time, the second time, and the third time, if you really think about it, only to have him win the presidency and just start pardoning people, and the looming specter of everyone that she re-traumatized herself to try and take down was going to get off scot-free. I can understand how that may have broken her, and her blood is on their hands.
Absolutely, it is. And she was working at Mar-a-Lago when Ghislaine Maxwell found her and introduced her to Epstein. So she was literally trafficked from Mar-a-Lago. And just so that we're clear, all of this talk about Biden administration, this, that, and the third. First of all, the actual conviction and pleading and quote unquote incarceration, because he actually had kind of a get out of jail free card during business hours, basically. All of that happened during the Trump administration. Now, there was an earlier investigation in 2008, and the person at that time, who was the AG for the Southern District of Florida, Acosta, gave him basically, yeah, no, we're not going to do this. We're not going to pursue you. You're kind of good. That was 2008. So it took all the way to 2019. And then when he pled out, it was to one count of soliciting prostitution and one count of soliciting with a minor. All he got. It was an 18-month sentence.
Out of hypothetically or potentially hundreds, right?
One. Absolutely. Because they just narrowed it down to 2 isolated incidents. That man, who was a prosecutor in the 2008 Epstein case, was appointed by Trump in the first administration to a cabinet position. And Pam Bondi, when she was AG of Florida, declined to prosecute Epstein. Now she's the current AG.
Yep.
Told the entire world she had a client list on her desk to review.
She did. And then they got to the T's and they were like, oh, shit.
Well, and see, that's the thing. What I think Trump didn't count on. If you were going to release all the files, you couldn't just release the files that hurt
the Democrats in them. Because make no mistake, I believe that there are Democrats in there. Because I believe that this is not a partisan crime. I believe this is a rich old white guy crime.
And the question is, well, first of all, anybody who was at an Epstein party could potentially be on these lists. That does not mean that they did anything untoward. It could be a list of everybody he invited. He had clients. All of his clients weren't scumbags. But the challenge is,
it's like a Diddy party. Like, did you leave before the baby oil came out? In this case, did you leave before the babies came out?
Correct.
I said what I said.
And I think the bigger problem is that, let's just say Bill Gates is on the list as having attended a party in 2004. Okay? Trump is on that list a lot more.
Trump got multiple pictures that are available on the internet.
And videos. Of him
not just rubbing shoulders, but like literally hanging out with women of very fresh-faced skin around them.
And supposedly there's footage, allegedly, there's footage of him and Epstein together on video with topless women sitting on their laps.
Oh, I believe that.
And so this is where we are. If your name, and listen, there is no list, but as others have said, Trump was identified as John Doe 174. That means there was a John Doe 1 all the way up to a John Doe 173. That necessarily is a list, and probably many names after 174.
Right.
So that is the list. By definition, that's a list. Now, whether or not Alito or allegedly, I'm not saying I know who anybody else is, other than the fact that they have identified John Doe as number 174 and 174 is Trump. Other than that, that's a whole lot of people to not be on a list.
You know, I'm going to give you an extended allegory right now. I'm overweight. I know that. I work on it every now and then. Here's the thing. I had 2 donuts today, right? Like I said, if my doctor knew what I did, she'd slap shit out of me if she wanted to. It's after dark. I can say that. Now, here's the thing. Every now and then, you know, I might work out on a Tuesday. And then Friday, after another brownie, I'm like, let me get on the scale and see what it says. And I get on the scale, and the scale says, girl, you had a brownie. We know what you did. You had a brownie and some rice and some chips. I don't know why you on the scale. You know nothing has changed. Matter of fact, you gained a pound, ho. And I actually, this is a real thing. I bought a new scale. That scale is lying. The scale is a liar, and it doesn't know the hard work I put in at least twice a week. It is not reflecting what I believe to be true because I'm in denial and because I refuse to take accountability for my bad actions.
So are you saying Obama and Biden built that lying, dirty ass scale that you had?
Yes, Biden built that dirty ass scale. You know, Obama was one making cookies the whole time. He helped, you know, feed the problem. But the allegory ends with the GOP is trying to buy a new scale. You know, they're like over and over again, they've talked to us about holding people accountable, putting your feet to the fire, or in this case, to the spring, right? You should stand on this. We want to see the truth. We want it. Now they're like, this is wrong. Everything's a lie. Everything in this file that they've been talking about releasing forever when they thought it would incriminate the then current administration. Everything is now it's a lie, it's a hoax. I don't think it's real. A lot of this has to be verified. How are you going to verify it? Because Epstein allegedly killed himself. So who are you going to talk to about this?
But also, you had files during your administration.
Mm-hmm.
You had those files.
Mm-hmm.
And again, your challenge has always been protecting the people you didn't want to tar and feather, and coming to grips with the fact that even if Obama's number was on a call log of some assistant calling him, trying to get him or invite him to something or whatever.
Right.
That's not going to be as much as the 10 times you're on the call log, or the 6 times you're on the Lolita Express, or the invitations to the parties when he lived down the street from you at Mar-a-Lago, or the fact that there are hours and hours and hours of tapes that his biographer had collected, talking about Epstein now, where he's saying that he was Trump's best friend for 10 years, blah, 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 blah. This young woman that I was talking about at the top of the show was told that the reason Trump was attracted to her was that she looked like his daughter.
Oh.
And Tiffany was 13 at the time, and she was 13 at the time. Allegedly. So I'm just saying the Epstein thing is not going away. Congressman Ro Khanna, actually, in working with Jamie Raskin, actually supposedly has 7 Republicans on board with a bill to release the Epstein files. Now, the problem is that it's got to stay on the website for 7 days, and then they're going to be into the August recess. And so it'll take a long time for them to come back. And during all of that time, Trump is going to be pressuring. But here's the problem. When Trump went out and told MAGA, my guys who have a problem with me, and some gals have a problem with the Epstein, you're still talking about Epstein. He told them they were stupid.
Yeah.
He told the MAGA people, you're stupid for asking questions about Epstein. Won't this
they
guy
were finally insulted?
And a lot of them, for those of you who may or may not know, there's this thing called ratioing in social media. And so on Trump's platform, Truth Social, where he did this big multi-paragraph rant, he's turned into a multi-paragraph ranter now. It used to just be 4 or 5 sentences. Now it's a whole friggin' screed and diatribe.
It scrolls, yeah.
So what used to happen is that he would get just thumbs up or likes on his truths, as he came to call them. This time, the comments outnumbered the likes. And when people are commenting to you, it's one thing if it's like, yep, Trump. But most people, if it's just going to be a yep, Trump, most people will just do a like. So he had 3,000, 4,000 more comments. And when you scroll through the comments, it does not look
a whole bunch of this.
Good. How can you say this? I voted for you. I saw a comment from a woman today. She said she had been to 42 Trump rallies.
I saw that.
And because Trump had, I think it was on Threads, and I think I actually saw your comment, but because of that, she was no longer supporting him. She voted for him 3 times. She will never vote for him again. And you've abused my trust. You've done this, that, and the third.
The comment that I put on that post was, y'all remember when that one white guy from the South said that he was going to let those, this was before they had the influx of South Africans recently, but
that's right.
Years ago, he was like, I'm going to save those South Africans and they're good people and I'm going to let them live in my house. And they lived in his house, ate up all his food, ran up the cable bill buying stuff, and then laughed at him as they told him how stupid he was and how they had scammed him. And he couldn't do anything but come back online and say, yeah, I got scammed. They ate me out of like, I don't know, $10,000, $15,000 that he didn't have to spare. And then they were terrible people, etc. Trump has done that to the entirety of his MAGA base. He scammed them and then he laughed at them in their face and told them they were stupid.
Jan poses the question, so what's the inverse of Oedipus Rex? And my response is Ivanka vexed. Because yowza.
Yeah.
I mean, Electra is technically, but Electra, the closest thing I could get to in Trump world is Ivanka. So instead of just putting Ivanka, I actually just, yes, absolutely scammed and bamboozled. And to that point, since we're talking about Epstein, I wanted to show this video. The Lincoln Project is perhaps the best funded, high quality production company of Republicans who are actual Republicans who also hate Trump with a passion. And I saw this also on Threads or maybe Spill, I can't even remember. And I thought, wow, the AI is very good on this, much better than something that a regular TikToker could do. And they actually got a person to write reasonable rap that was actually pretty clever. And they got a Black person to perform it who is very KDot adjacent. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Thank you, the Lincoln Project. This is Trump Not Like Us.
Ich sehe verrückte Leute. Hey.
Okay, so that is the German.
I wondered about that because I was like, I don't remember it starting with German.
That is the German version.
How did you get a German version of this, bro? Because honestly, if it had been German, that would have been kind of cool to start it like that. But yeah.
So I'm just going to find it on YouTube while we're doing this.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep talking here. So the other thing that I think we need to really pay attention to is there comes a time where even a cult member wakes up and realizes I'm in a cult. And I don't think they thought it was going to happen this soon. Now, it happened too late because they already voted him in. And SCOTUS is just giving him power he doesn't deserve left and right. So the possibility of us riding this ship is still precarious. Like, we could end up very much in a Gilead type of dystopia. It's possible because he's not the only one that wants it. As a matter of fact, Trump doesn't even want what Project 2025 is putting forward. He just wants to not go to jail and to be able to just jump around and wave. Like he said, president is waving at people and doing rallies. That's all he wants to do. Right?
All right. I did find it. Okay. And so here we go. Here we go this time.
Hey, catch up on the wall, yo. Hey, catch up on the wall, yo. Bonnie says they're on the desk, where did they go? Pam down in the shredder room, that's what we know. Your story has more holes than your course in Mar-a-Lago. What's up with these lame excuses blaming Obama? Your whole party hates you, your hat, and your mama. How many names you got? What cat got your tongue? You forget your BFF Jeff who likes him young. Cover your ass and hide the files that you took. Come on, Donnie boy, let's take a look. Can we take a peek in that little black book? Can't cover up a cover up. It really makes you think redact all you want, boy. You running out of ink. Say Trump, I hear you like I'm young. So did what? Cat got your tongue? You thought the story ended now that old Jeff's dead. Better pray a prison cell has a tan in bed. You know the best words, the best people, everything the best. So spill the tea on your besties from the Lolita Express. Not the only politics with freak off miles. Certified cover up, certified Epstein files. Wop, 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 wop. Trump really sucks. Wop, 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 wop. I'ma do my stuff. You know Epstein was the plan's designer. Bet your Trump's in the files in bed with a minor. Trump not like us. 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 Trump not like us.
The Lincoln Project is an amazing. The troll. If there were troll awards, they should win hands down.
So I first of all absolutely agree. Second of all, that was Kash Patel in the final shot, in the hoodie, right? In the.
I thought that was Drake.
Oh, I guess. Well, he was awfully brown to be Drake.
Oh, yeah, I guess it could be Kash Patel.
I'm gonna go with Kash just because I don't feel like the Lincoln Project would purposefully slander Drake.
But I mean, Drake is already in it. You know?
Okay, yeah, that's true. Okay, Miles says he thinks it's Drake. Okay, you get the points for that one. I'll give that to you.
But Chan makes a good point. He's like, this Epstein thing is one thing they don't like, and they are up in arms about it. However, they do have a short attention span. And all it takes is something, and they've tried to distract them with other things. Look over here, shiny thing. The Democrats are doing something, AOC, anything, but they're like, nah, man, you banging kids. I feel like that's wrong. Like, I wonder if they're going to really change after this. Right. I feel like that's wrong.
Well, see, here's the thing. The most telling part of it to me is that you have Republicans who are on the record as willing to vote for the release of the files, because that means their people. And you got to remember, Marjorie does not have a lot of constituents. She has as many constituents as anybody else, but she's in a part of the country, she's in a part of her state where that whole conspiracy theory foolishness, that's lifeblood to them.
Yes.
And if you were a female congressperson in a red district who was elected with the Trump wave, and you are not standing to protect female victims, when your guy told your constituents that he was going to release these files on Fox News, said it, even though they cut the longer version of the thing, he said it. Pam Bondi said it. Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, day one, we're going to tear down the Hoover building and we're going to release the Epstein files. And we're in day 200, whatever.
And they're not going to do it.
And it doesn't look good. And that's the thing. If you're a one-issue voter, there are plenty of Trump voters who are one-issue voters. There were plenty of them that were one-issue voters on Epstein/Pizzagate.
Now,
and when you lose them, they're not going to be enthusiastic about coming out because they weren't enthusiastic about voting in the first place.
Right. A lot of them have said they were just trying to stick it to the liberals because they don't understand. And that's what's wrong with this whole country, is they spend their time trying to be vindictive against somebody else instead of trying to help themselves. They would, right. What's the old saying? They would rather, specifically around Black and white people, they would rather suffer with us than thrive with us because they don't want to see us thrive at all. If they got to suffer, they don't care as long as we suffer too. But if they are thriving, they don't want us to thrive. So they'd rather suffer. It's wild. You know, but the thing about this that's different than I don't know if they're going to change because people are very good at compartmentalizing and engaging in cognitive dissonance. They can say, well, we believe the whole Epstein file, except we think they added his name later. Like I could see them doing that. Like, you know, well, that's his name was added later. Obama put his name on there, you know, but I don't think it's just the list. I think the issue with all those files is they got video.
Oh,
that
sure.
can be only because and video is unimpeachable, for lack of a better way to put it. You can't say that's not him in video, right? You can't say that these 7 videos of him with 11 different girls, and I'm making these numbers up. I'm just, you know, speculating. I'm not accusing of anything, but I would believe that if I were a supporter of his, it would be very hard for me to continue to support him if I saw a video of him doing the very thing that our entire platform is supposed to be against, which is abusing a child. Everything is for the children. We don't want trans people to have bathrooms because of the children. We don't want gay people to get married because of the children. We don't want welfare abuse because of the children. We don't want women to have control over their bodies because of the children. Now, here's a whole file of children directly being abused, and you're like, I don't think we should let everybody see that. Why?
And also, to not put too fine a point on it, white children.
Oh, that's the only reason it matters. You see, they never look. You know how many Native American girls are missing across this country? They ain't look for not.
And in Canada too. It's a North American crisis.
And if you're Black and you're missing, you just missing. They assume that you out doing something. They don't care. They don't care. If they don't care, we've known that for years. Patrice O'Neal said that in his comedy show like 15 years ago. He said if he ever go on vacation, he always takes a little white girl with him so that if he gets lost, they look for her.
Right. Patrice was a genius. He was an absolute genius.
Absolute genius.
So one of the other things that we said we wanted to talk about on the show, because we're trying to keep this nice and tidy. Any FIFA fans in the audience? Any sports fans in the audience? Because there was.
Oh, wait. This is a great point. I still feel like the Democratic Party is performative opposition. Also, their PR arm does suck. They should absolutely hammer this home. The .pdf file party, but they won't. Or the PDF file party, but they won't. And he's right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna expand on this a little bit. I think the major mistake that all rich white people have made when it comes to maintaining control over this country is they pushed it too far. The same way slaveholders in Haiti pushed it too far and led to the Haitian rebellion that freed that country. The same way you ended up with so many uprisings in this country because you pushed it too far. If they would take a more moderate, oppressive approach, right? You can keep people as second tier if you continue to allow them some level of freedom, some level of hope. They snatch away hope. They try to make us fight each other. They snatch away opportunity. They snatch away future, right? And then insult us and to the point made earlier, laugh at us about it. At some point, your own sense of personal self-preservation and pride is going to be like, I'm so done with this. And so if I think the Democrats are closer to their level of acceptable oppression, you know, that savior mentality of allyship where, here, let me offer you this so you'll be happy. Let me give you Juneteenth as a holiday when what we should have done is make the Super Tuesday a federal holiday instead. You had one to give. Why not give it to that? There's a reason. You know, a lot of them, with the exception of, and one of the reasons I think they hate AOC is because she is not rich. And so she doesn't have the same propensity for protecting oligarchs that some of them might because they're friends with them, you know, so they won't ever really be an opposition party because as so many people have said, the Democratic Party is still full of rich old white men who are just a little bit nicer or understand the benefits of keeping the help happy, right? Meanwhile, the other group is abusing the help in more ways.
You have a lot of people who are kind of making their bones. Representative Neguse is out front. Ro Khanna is out front. Of course, AOC. Of course, Jasmine Crockett. Moskowitz is probably the only one from this generation who is, you know, nominally white. But since he's Jewish, he's maybe half in terms of the overall thing.
Right. Yeah.
You got Jamie Raskin, who's trying to bring the funk. You got Eric Swalwell, who's trying to be out front. Hakeem Jeffries trying to step up every now and again. But to your point, we do not have enough people who are arresting the moment. And we could use with at least, you know, Adam Schiff is trying to do things, but Adam Schiff is not young. And we need some young, fiery, passionate, I'm just going to say it, we could use some white Fox News adjacent media trained people who are not Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg is also a superstar, but we need somebody. We need a bunch of Swalwells who've got the balls of Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah.
And the balls of Ro Khanna and the balls.
Wouldn't it be the Young Turks?
Huh?
The Young Turks?
Yeah, sure. But I mean,
or something like that. Yeah.
Correct. You know,
the
I love the Young Turk show, but I think sometimes their politics slip a little with me. But
the problem is whenever they get a little bit of publicity, money, they start to slowly file down the sharpness on their reporting. Now they got something. As soon as they got something to lose, they start to waffle, which is a problem with rugged individualism. Well, I don't want to mess up my thing. Matter of fact, the reason so many Republicans who said they were not going to vote for the bill when they went back to the House, that big beautiful bill. One, I think I have my own conspiracy theory about them believing that they were going to die if they didn't. I will not elaborate, but you remember Melissa Portman. So I believe that was a warning. Not to mention they've been wilding for a minute, but I digress. I think that the reason that they never really fully create like a labor party or a workman's party or even a middle-class workers party or something like that is because they don't see a need for it either. And when you start having more people like those two kids out of Tennessee, you got, like you said, Jasmine Crockett, you got the squad, etc., who did not come up through the ranks of spoon-fed, silver spoon-fed people. It's dangerous because they can't control them, and they're because that system has been so lockstep with affluent white America, the odds of getting someone who is that cisgender Christian white male, or even just cisgender white male, straight, that is willing to go out on a limb like Jasmine. They're not in politics. They're off doing something their parents don't want them doing. The ones that are in politics have been groomed for that with the prerequisite threats and promises since they were 15 years old. That's one of the best lines in the Boondocks was when we first meet Ed Wuncler III, and he's out there talking about how he had to wipe his butt with his thumb in overseas in the Middle East, and his grandfather looked at him and said, "That boy is going to be president of the United States one day." It's the same thing. I contend, and I don't have any proof of this, so I'm just talking. I contend that George Bush didn't want to be president.
Oh, he was not well prepared for it. If he did want,
no, he seemed so much happier once he got out. I mean, I know they all like, well, I'm glad that's over, but I legit feel like he just wanted to be a painter and maybe a teacher or something, and not do what he was doing.
Oh, I would pay to not have my child in a class taught by George W. But you talk about a scheme to raise some money.
Ooh, Phil, you are so right. A lot of current Republicans are nothing more than former Democrats with $1 in their pocket. Yeah, the issue about conservative is, what are you conserving? Correct. Your own money, your own livelihood, your own way of life. That's what conservative really means. It's not a particular ideology. It's the current ideology that people are trying to hold on to from whatever happened in the past. So conservative even floats or is fluid, you know. But don't let them hear me call them fluid, because they might have a fit about that.
A conniption. So,
it did pop up twice. Go ahead.
So, we were talking about some of the other gaffes that he has made. Soccer is, of course, a very popular sport worldwide. And also, we are hosting some of the games for the FIFA World Cup, which starts in 2026. And Los Angeles, of course, is one of the cities.
Atlanta is too.
The first game is going to be played. And then Mexico is also hosting games. And so a lot of people in the FIFA community are saying, you know what, Trump, or you know what, FIFA leadership, you need to exercise the power that you have, because we're going to have people trying to come in to see these games. And our Mexican guests, when Mexico is a team that is well regarded and likely to perform well, are those people not going to be welcome to be able to come to see the game? Right?
Are they going to be caged?
Correct. Are they going to be detained as soon as the game is done? Are you going to have ICE officials outside checking documentation, all these other sorts of things? And, you know, your policy about immigration, are you going to allow visas from Mexico for the millions of Mexican fans that may want to come see a game in Los Angeles?
That they could drive to.
And they certainly aren't going to go to Toronto when they can drive across the border and come to Los Angeles. Are you going to destroy the FIFA World Cup with your foolishness? And so they're asking people to do that. But in the interim, what has happened is that Trump has been caught up in two separate FIFA imbroglios. I'd heard about the one, which was about the big trophy, and to get some background on it, months and months and months ago, before these games were played, apparently Infantino, who is the head of FIFA, allowed the trophy to sit in the Oval Office because it was in America. And Trump thought that meant that he just got to keep this trophy. And the FIFA people are like, no. And he's like, no, they said I could keep it. They're going to get a replica.
No, we didn't.
Real thing. No, say that. But here's what happened in the interim. Before that scandal even broke, there's live footage of what Trump was doing at the actual event. And what it included was him actually literally stealing a medallion that should have gone to a player and putting it in his own pocket. And it's all caught on video. Let's take a look.
Did you notice Trump stealing a gold medal after leaving the awards ceremony? No one realized Infantino's gesture made him a fool. At Chelsea's championship award ceremony, when Trump was presenting medals to the players, he actually tried to pocket $1 million gold medal for himself. Infantino keenly noticed this and immediately tapped Trump's hand, signaling him to return the medal. Trump could only awkwardly smile and hand it back. But just as Infantino was distracted by the trophy, Trump secretly slipped another gold medal inside his jacket, causing one player to miss receiving his rightful award, sparking discontent and cold stares from the team. Even more outrageous, when Infantino signaled for Trump to leave, he shamelessly kept celebrating until Infantino had to escort him away. After the ceremony concluded, Melania kept her sunglasses on and refused to engage with Trump throughout, while players deliberately avoided him, leaving the air thick with mocking embarrassment. No one had expected that Infantino's single gesture would publicly turn Trump into a global laughingstock. This farce is destined to go down in sports scandal history. Did you notice Trump?
So let's be clear, it wasn't $1 million medal. The medals cost about $2,000. Now, the bigger trophy, the Tiffany trophy, was probably a lot more expensive. But the point is that he's caught on camera taking a medallion that is meant for an actual player and putting it in his pocket.
Because they don't make extras.
Earned it.
These are not straws. Bruh. He's terrible.
He's a horrible, horrible person.
He's a horrible person. It reminds me of the question, they say it's like taking candy from a baby. Why are you doing that? Why is that a phrase? Who started taking candy from children and thought it was funny and easy enough to comment on it? I tell you who did. I'm just saying. And the level of entitlement and the level of disregard for propriety. I'm just going to steal this medal on camera and put it in my pocket.
Well, and to Chan's point, you don't bring your girl around Prince and you don't bring gold around Trump because he loves gold. Anything that is gold, he's like a magpie.
Yes.
He put all that tacky ass fake gold in the Oval Office. Thankfully, it'll be taken down when he's finally out.
They should just burn the White House when he leaves because that's how you get rid of lice.
There's not enough disinfectant.
No.
There's not enough ivermectin. There's not enough bleach. There's not enough.
Not enough Rit. Was it Rit that you used to use to get rid of lice? Not enough Rit.
Not enough Rit. There wouldn't be combs fine enough. There wouldn't be shampoos thick enough. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Trump. So it is absolutely incredible to me that we have a situation where this guy is doing all that he's doing. The tariff terror is backfiring. We've had 2 straight months of increased inflation.
Yes.
And he says the inflation is expected. Inflation is not as expected. It's high.
Yes.
And he wants Jerome Powell to lower the interest rates because there is no inflation. But there is inflation. And he keeps talking about Jerome Powell, calling him
like he didn't hire him.
He appointed Jerome Powell in 2017.
Right. He's like, Jerome Powell, who would even hire this guy? Bro, you did.
You did.
Don't you remember? Oh, you don't remember, do you?
Oh, well, you know what he does remember? His uncle who died in the 80s teaching Ted Kaczynski at MIT, who never went to MIT, but was an emergent figure in 1996. So Hannibal Lecter was probably his RA.
Maybe. That's probably right. That sounds right to me.
Yeah, he wants to oust Powell, but he's got several months, and I don't think things are going to be so well right before Powell's replacement that is going to allow him to just out of hand do that. Now, the Supreme Court apparently doesn't care about anything. The Supreme Court is just hey, you want to fire people?
6.5 members of the Supreme Court.
Well,
yeah.
Well, who's the half that you're talking about? Who do you think who's wobbly?
It depends. It depends on the day. Sometimes it could be the beer drinker. Sometimes it could be Amy Coney Barrett.
Yeah. So you're saying 5.5?
5.5. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because I was about to say which Kagan Sotomayor or Ketanji Brown Jackson, which one of them you think is if? Yeah, no, you're right. On any given day, it could be Amy Coney Barrett who flips. It could be Brett Kavanaugh who flips. Brett Kavanaugh apparently was a part of the decision which kind of put a pause on a restriction that would have weakened the Voting Rights Act. So perhaps slight kudos to him on writing the majority opinion for that. But they are giving the executive so much power. They said, you know what? You want to defund the Department of Education? Go on ahead. Well, maybe they're on the Epstein list.
I mean,
Trumpstein list.
And now here's the thing. Before I forget what I was about to say, damn, I forgot what I was about to say. So I see a lot of stuff on TikTok and Threads and everywhere else about, y'all, we tried to tell you, you should have let the Blasian woman win, blah, blah, blah. We try to tell you this and this and that. And now you're learning. And here's the thing. This was a lesson that had to be learned. And had to be learned the hard way. A hard head makes for a soft behind. And so if Kamala had won, they would be bitching and moaning about the social services that she'd be trying to give to everyone. Because some random Black person or Hispanic person or Haitian or what have you might actually get, some aspirin or get their ankle looked at. How dare you waste my tax dollars? I saw a video earlier of this woman crashing out. I didn't see her, but I saw the people she was videotaping because they had purchased some groceries with a SNAP card or EBT card. And she's like, my tax dollars are going to that. How can you do that? She said, is that your card? And the woman was like, is that your business? I don't think so. Now, what she didn't understand, because she doesn't have infirm relatives, is a lot of people will go buy groceries for their grandmother, their sick auntie, their infirm or invalid relative. So this is very safe to assume that that's what they were doing, right? But she's all in their business talking about, you're wasting my tax dollars. First of all, everybody pays taxes. Matter of fact, even if they were, there used to be a hustle in the hood where you buy like $100 worth of food stamps for like $65. Right. Even if they were hustling that, their taxes also went in on those food stamps, and then they also pay for them again. And sometimes what you need isn't necessarily something that food stamps will cover, right? If I need to try to help, if I'm trying to help my daughter have a good prom and I need cash and I can figure it out and get rid of like some food stamps and trade it for cash, why are you mad? It ain't got nothing to do with you. People.
And somebody else is going to use those food stamps for food.
Yes. Because you can only use them for food.
You can only use them for food, which is why some people trade them. Right.
So who even cares what these people are doing with their time? But I do believe that they were doing something on the up and up. And this woman just couldn't stand it. And that is, again, at the base of why we are where we are, because they're so afraid that somebody else is going to get some help, that nobody can have help, including them. And so here's where we are. It's ridiculous. And if she had won, they would continue to believe their lives would be better under Trump. If she had won, they would continue to believe that she was the worst thing to ever happen for foreign policy. And I won't go even further with that. But if she had won, they would never have learned this lesson. And this is a lesson they're going to have to learn. And so I don't know what's going to happen between now and the midterms. But it's weird to me that the Epstein thing is the bridge too far. Also, the whole I said I wouldn't tax your tips and your Social Security, but I lied only up to a certain point, and that point is so low that I might as well not have done anything. So, like Anthony says, sometimes you must wallow in the feces before realizing things stink.
Well, and here's just a generalized tip for those of us who have people in our circles that are MAGA emergent, trying to come out of the fog. I know it will be very difficult to bite the insides of your cheek and, force back that I told you so, you dim MFer. But it's a lot, perhaps more useful to, what, you're right. He should release those files. Encourage them to keep that fire burning. Don't dog them out. Fill them with rage. I can't believe he wants to hurt children this way.
Right. What about the children?
The children. You've got a fetal heartbeat bill, but you don't have a teenage heartbreak bill. What's going on? What are these people doing? I can't believe they lied to you that way. Get them hot. I never thought a liberal would feel this way.
Here's the one. Are you really okay with supporting a guy who allegedly may have taken a preteen's virginity? Is that okay with you?
Is that where we are as a country?
You think that's all right? You think she deserved it?
Or something along
the lines? Yeah.
And encourage them to continue to study more. There are increasingly dark parts of the internet where they can feel that fed. QAnon is based on nothing.
Yeah.
And Marjorie Taylor was wearing QAnon t-shirts. These people, that is a cornerstone principle of QAnon, that there is a pedophile ring of elites.
And it's in that Epstein
list. Eating baby. And the Epstein list, he became the puppet master. He didn't even come to prominence until after Pizzagate. But once Pizzagate and Epstein as a pedophile came together, all of a sudden, because he's rich and he's white and he's a New Yorker and all of these things, let's look past the fact that he was best friends and very chummy with Trump on video, laughing with him.
Mm-hmm.
The same Trump who's been adjudicated to have sexually assaulted at least one woman and still has credible cases from several dozen others. So, company you keep, baby.
Right.
And, they had Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly has definitely seen better days.
I saw that video.
He was on a newscast, and Hakeem Jeffrey, when
Biden
had his files and prosecuted such and such, and the guy was like, wait. Epstein unalived himself in 2019. So he was still prosecuted and convicted. Biden wasn't president in 2019. Trump was president in 2019. Well, but Biden had the wait.
Well, get Merrick Garland. Yeah.
Yeah. Merrick Garland was not the AG under Donald Trump. Oh, am I wrong about that?
Yes, you are.
Well, I apologize.
He's like, oh, he didn't even apologize. He said, well, okay.
I stand corrected, is what he said. I stand corrected. Your entire premise was how Hakeem Jeffries was trying to hold back the Epstein files. Hakeem Jeffries was not in control of the House when the Epstein Foolywang came down.
And here's where the media can really...
Chan, you clever boy.
Yes.
O'Reilly's auto rant.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nicely done. But oh man, Chan made me laugh, and I again forgot. Menopause is a son of a bitch. I tell you, I just be forgetting what I'm saying as I'm talking. But they tried this. This is why it's important for the media to fact check people, and the idea that they would no longer fact check debates and no longer fact check during interviews. All it says is, I want to lie without being called out. Again, I need a new scale, right? I don't want to have accountability for what I'm saying. So when he's fact checked in real time, the people that are watching Fox News or something where they're saying, actually, that's not right, or hearing in real time, he is lying, or if he's not lying, he is grossly misinformed. Because I remember when people went around trying to blame Obama for 9/11. Do the math. How come he didn't do more during 9/11? You mean when he was still a lawyer in a little firm in Chicago? He wasn't even a social activist then. Come on, y'all.
2001, people.
Right.
He made that speech as an Illinois senator in 2008, right?
2007, because he won in 2008.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, and so you asking why he didn't do something. And he came out against the war in 2007. That's what made him so popular, So you talked earlier about people doing things they shouldn't be doing and getting caught. And, is there video evidence of impropriety? So you may have heard, some of y'all may have heard, there's a nice band called Coldplay. And Coldplay had a concert. And at that concert, they decided to kind of switch things up a little bit. So they did a kiss cam, the way you might see a kiss cam at like a football game or basketball game and have you. And so they're running the kiss cam around. And guess what happened? Roll that footage, would you?
Ooh, boy.
Oh, sieh dir die an. Alles klar. Sie leben in einem Jahrmarkt.
Okay, so
do you have your settings set on German?
I should not, but the download tool that I use apparently is defaulting to the German soundtrack.
That's hilarious.
I don't know why. But for those of you who can read in English, even when the audio is in German, basically that was the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar enterprise. Joy, you tell the story because you're the one who brought it to my attention.
Yes. So what you see here on the left, these two people, according to a lot of news outlets, this is CEO of Astronomy, I think the name is the name of the company, Andy Byron, and one of his employees, who is the head of HR and recently got promoted, Kristen Cabot. So that's who these people are, right? Now, you see him all hugged up on her. Now, if you look at where his hands are, there's clearly something under his hands. And then she tries to turn away.
He said there's plenty of something.
Yes. He just dug down, because they had no idea the kiss cam was going to come for them. And then they had the nerve to try to say something like, you're invading our privacy. Bro, you at a concert.
In a public place.
I should have gotten Kevin on stage video because he did have a funny thing to say about it. But yeah, he tried to dip. And there was another executive trying to hide her face. Astronomer. Thank you. Astronomer is the company. Cozy coworkers. Now, so according to what I read, and I only pulled this from a couple of sources. I could be wrong. I don't want to, slander anybody. But he's the CEO. He has hence taken down his LinkedIn profile. She was the head of HR. Her LinkedIn profile is also missing. His wife has gone back to using her maiden name on Facebook and told everybody to all the way off because she's not having it right now. She's going through some things. I'm not gonna be able to pull that vid at the moment. Miles says he sent Kev's video. Can you put it in this chat, if you will?
Yeah, that would be easier.
Yeah.
But I would just say there is a song that occurs to me, given that these two canoodlers are employed by Astronomer.
Oh, wait. One other thing, the other girl that looked away is the VP of HR that just got promoted and that girl's friend.
Oh, so he had a whole little posse.
And they were all at the concert just messing around and then got busted.
And, I can understand the distress of that because a regular kiss cam is like on the periphery, right? It's at the top of the stadium. If you're looking at the game, you might not see the kiss cam. You could see it, but this was a 50-foot tall circle screen on stage. Like there was no other place to look. If you're looking at Coldplay, you're looking at these people.
Coldplay had actually taken a moment to. It's not like they were still singing when this happened. They took a moment to do the kiss cam, so you knew that they were going through the crowd. You should have dug down. And here's another thing. You know how they say die with the lie? If you really wanted to play it off, you should have waved when they did like, oh, we were just hanging out. She's a good friend. I didn't see anything wrong with giving a hug. We've known each other for years. Nothing bad.
I was giving her the Heimlich maneuver. She was choking on my
a
hot dog.
Freaky ass more than me. But that happens a whole lot more than you would expect. I have never witnessed it personally, but I have heard rumors from people, different companies, different places about folks in power, not even CEO, just people higher up in the ranks promoting folks that they are attached to, not because they can do the job, but because they want to have access to them on business trips. And I'm like, just bring her with you, bro. I mean, you making easy $250,000 at a minimum, just get her a ticket on Southwest and tell her to meet you at the spot. Like, why you got to promote her when she didn't earn it, and
I mean,
mess up everything.
Is it because she's a dick EI hire?
Ew. That's gross.
She's a real D. She got that D. She puts the D in DEI.
He put the D.
He put the D in DEI.
She was trying to level up. You about to lose your job.
You about to level out.
Right?
You fixing to level out.
Thank you, Anthony. Ew, Tom. We're on an hour. What else did you want to talk about?
Well, not much actually, because we're at the hour mark and we said we were going to try to keep it to an hour. Per your comment, Anthony, I prefer to look at that ew, Tom, as ew. So I'm going to take the positive out of that instead of the negative out of it. Let me just check. I think we only glossed over, because it was Epstein adjacent. We glossed over Pam Bondi firing all these people and SCOTUS empowering the firing of all these people, including the daughter of James Comey, whose biggest cases to date are Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Diddy. So it's like, how you could just say, this is a 10-year, well-respected prosecutor. Her dad was a lifelong Republican until he finally felt that the party had stepped away from him and voted Democratic in the last election, or perhaps two. You fire this woman, there is no apparent cause. And her biggest, most high-profile cases all deal with
sexual predators.
And you thought, Comey, just because her last name is Comey, that was automatically going to make MAGA flock to you? No, bro. It's not working out that way.
No.
It's just not.
They did not take the second dose of Kool-Aid, you know?
That was another thing. Somebody said the difference between Jim Jones and Donald Trump is that Donald Trump would charge you for the cup.
That part.
Flavor Aid, actually. What's Flavor Aid? We believe in truth and justice here. Yeah. Perhaps why Flavor Aid is a sidelined powdered beverage these days. But yeah, he would charge you for the cup and charge you for the water and sell you a commemorative display tray for the cup with powdered water to add with real water plus the
powdered water.
Do you know what his tweet was today? He's trying to get the heat off of him. Talked with Coca-Cola and convinced them to put cane sugar in U.S. Coca-Cola. They finally came around to it. I guarantee it's going to taste so much better. First of all, you only drink Diet Coke. And the fact that you drink Diet Coke instead of Coca-Cola Zero just means that your taste buds are as adult as your brain. If you're going to drink Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola Zero is the way to go. So I might try, but I already have had, because in California, you can get Mexican Coke, and Mexican Coke is cane sugar Coke. While I was still drinking full sugar beverages, I tried it. It's fine. I prefer Coca-Cola because it's a bit drier. It's a less sweet beverage in the cola family. Anyway, so I didn't need the extra sweetness. I'm glad I'm not consuming high fructose corn syrup because I'm consuming the fake sweeteners that they put into their drinks now, because Coca-Cola Zero is absolutely the bomb. And I love anything with the Zero brand in the Diet Dr. Pepper, anything in that zone. I'm real good with it. So I'm perfectly content. Coca-Cola, do what you want. Real cane sugar.
Coca-Cola did come out like, thank you to the president. We're doing what we always do. And we got new stuff coming out. Appreciate the shine, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, just
Coke was like,
you didn't have anything to do with it, just like you didn't have anything to do with India, Pakistan, just like you didn't have anything to do with the failed Gaza.
Did you see that picture of his ankles?
Listen.
He looked like a Simpsons character.
Tree trunkage. His ankles look like the base of a baobab tree.
Yes.
So, and did you see little Carolyn Levitt? I'm really trying to make this the last thing. Carolyn Levitt was giving a press conference and the question came up about his appearance and health. She's now claiming that that patch of leprosy that we see on his hand is because his hands get shaken so much. Which is why you should be able to see that same thing on George Bush or any other president prior.
Any other president.
Every president shakes a lot of hands. Every president does not look as though that hand is about to fall off. And she tried to say that the stuff, the swelling in his legs is normal, and that they did these scans and these sonograms, and they found some retention and lymph and blah blah blah, but it's normal for his age, and the reason why the hand is
and
puffy,
cholesterol,
is because he's taking aspirin for stroke prevention, and that's just a normal side effect. Meanwhile, big aspirin is like, our shit does not turn your hand.
We don't do that.
Trust. We've done like bajillions of tests. Aspirin has been a thing for like more than a century, and it has never caused people's hands to go purple.
No.
Just so you can stop that particular lie. I'm waiting. I kind of feel like I want to put a countdown clock of how long Leavitt makes it. He went through like 4 press secretaries in his first term. I'm trying to see how long it is before Caroline's like, I just can't. I want to see the Caroline Leavitt crash out. I hope it's behind the podium.
I want it to be like a Madeline Kahn. Being sing sound in my mind. Crashing, burning sounds.
Out of the sound of my mouth. Right. I want Madeline Kahn as a national treasure.
Yes, she is.
Was a national treasure. Great in Clue, which we were both sub-referencing just then, but also Blazing Saddles is epic.
That could be another crash out if she was like, I'm tired,
sick, and tired of Trump.
I'll take that too. That might actually be Melania.
Okay, this is breaking news.
What?
CBS has canceled The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, claiming it was a financial decision. So one of the big 3 networks is going to be without a late night show.
Wow.
That is crazy.
You know why they did it?
Absolutely.
Because Stephen Colbert is very popular. And so the idea that he didn't have the following or couldn't pull the news, ad revenue is very hard to believe.
But let's also be clear, Paramount settled with Trump.
Yeah. And it may have been part of the settlement. Fire the guy that makes me look bad.
That makes fun of me every single night. And so that $2 billion acquisition that they wanted to go through, they netted up and settled. And apparently Stephen Colbert has lost his job. Let me tell you, if Stephen Colbert joins the rotation of The Daily Show, or Stephen Colbert sets up his own YouTube channel,
they could bring the Colbert Report back to.
They could bring the Colbert Report right back to Comedy Central. So watch what you wish for. Colbert will be a beast on social media.
Because please understand that he had parameters. And now he won't. Okay. Yeah,
Joy Ann Reid has turned into a real gadfly.
Yep.
Unbound.
She's a whole problem for them. Yep.
Yeah, he was on Comedy Central. The Rapport, the Colbert Report.
Yeah, the Colbert Report, when he pretended to be a fake conservative.
Yeah, fake right winger.
And didn't they invite him to like the press dinner or something?
I'm sure.
They invited him somewhere to some Republican thing because they didn't realize that he was faking the whole
mocking
thing.
them.
Yes.
Which, listen, I think that's absolutely great. Joy, do you have anything else?
No, I'm just gonna continue to do the good work that I do on a daily basis, my day job, and run from persecution.
Well, you do that. Pray for Texas, and be as active as you can. Support your local congresspersons. If there is a progressive candidate who actually resonates with your values, don't worry about whether or not that person has a quote unquote chance to win. If you want to support them, support them. If you're fine with your congressperson, Brad Sherman is my congressperson. I don't really have a particular problem with him. He's not a showy person, but I've been on some of his town halls. I like what he has to say about his town hall. So I'm fine with it. But if you have a chance,
one other thing I will add is I know that the 92% has been sitting things out. And I've seen a lot of people come on the internet and say, y'all got to stop sitting it out. Y'all need to get out here and get in these streets. No, you don't.
Nope.
I'm telling you right now. So there's one thing between being up front on the front lines at the protests and marches and all that kind of stuff. It's another to just boycott. I'm not doing this. Boycott that. I'm not doing that. And whatever money us rich 92% aunties got, fund some of these campaigns. That's how we can help without endangering our bodies, at least for the time being. Right. But for anyone that says y'all need to get out here and protest, no, the hell I don't. Nope. And I will not, because somebody else needs to learn that lesson. What I got is campaign money. And so I will be putting my money where my mouth is and supporting. Matter of fact, I'm supporting all kinds of things. That's how I spend my spare money. Whatever pocket money or non-assigned cash I got goes into. I get more than 24, because I counted them one day, text messages from different people because I've given to so many campaigns. But you will not see me outside.
No. Yeah, Colin Allred is back in the mix because he's trying to get that Senate seat. He's trying to get Cornyn's seat. And I don't know how I feel, because Jasmine, even though she hasn't announced or anything, has been demonstrated to be polling significantly higher than Cornyn. Mm-hmm. And I would love to see Senator Jasmine Crockett. I'd be fine with seeing Senator Colin Allred too. I really would. But I'm kind of keeping my powder dry, because Colin underperformed by a lot, and Colin hasn't been as out front as I think he could have been.
She's kind of a political celebrity at the moment.
She is the hammer in Texas. And Colin, you're a big old former football player. You knew which seat was coming up. You should have been working harder to get your bona fides up, to be quite honest. I'm just, and it's not too late, but you better talk to her and figure it out. Hey, you still got a lot of years ahead of you. Jasmine is no spring chicken, by the way. Jasmine is in her 40s.
Yeah, and here's the thing. He got a lot of years ahead of him, too. She don't have to take no backseat to him. He could wait his turn. Do better.
So figure it out. Figure out what is the best pathway. And if shriveled ass, Smeagol, Cornyn can be beaten by either one of you, then God bless you. But they are fiddling with these districts. I'd like to see you a little bit more out front about this redistricting BS before I start dropping my dollars. And I did. I dropped my dollars for you. I don't live in Texas, but I supported you. And that's why I'm on your list, and why you send me 14 damn emails showing your little high school football pictures when I played football. Yeah, okay, bro.
I don't care.
I need to see you on TV taking the heat to the Republican Party. Right. And I get it. It's a delicate dance. But you should be riding the FEMA failure. Mm-hmm. Jasmine certainly is. So you should be doing it. So make it happen. Mm-hmm. With that, I'm going to say I'm Tom Cunningham.
I am Joy Stevens.
And this is Steel Sharpens Steel. We will see you next week, everybody. Love you. Thank you.